She said, "Cancel Future."
Go ahead, Kim.
She said, "Why don't we cancel Future?"
Go ahead, Kim.
Oh no, I was just going back to what Humble Dad. I'm still trying to process when he said, yeah, not process, but like just trying to see realistically when he said we could, I think the average black woman wants to get married. I know that for a fact. I know social media puts out something very differently. I am sad that a lot of, and again, I'm not a man, so I don't know y'all's perception, right? Y'all get to see us from a different side. When y'all say it doesn't look like we want to be wives, we're not making the necessary sacrifices. But then when I kind of look back at it, I feel like black women are always constantly making sacrifices. They've always made sacrifices. Going back, if you look at our history, we've made sacrifices. And I know you're going to say things have changed. It's not the same. We're not talking about the same demographic or type of women anymore. They don't want to be wives. But then when I look at it, I'm like, well, women still want to get married. Black women want to get married. They want relationships. So when I hear things like, well, if we were to back out of the workforce or, cut down our hours, I'm like, well, you want to be part of the team. And then you also mentioned, Humble Dad, that, we would have to wait. We'd have to be willing to, things wouldn't come as fast. So what I'm gathering, what you're saying is lifestyle changes would have to be probably drastically reduced. The wants, the things you could do if you had two people that are working full time. I know you're going to say that, but is it at the detriment of the family? But it almost seems today when I talk to even married people that are in healthy marriages, they're reporting that both of their income is necessary for their kids to go to school where they go, in terms of like living in a place that's safe and just everyday living, their kids being activities, tutoring. And I don't have a young child. My daughter's grown, but just the things that I hear everyday parents say, it takes both of us. It really does nowadays.
But you got to consider the lifestyle they chose too.
Right.
Let me respond to you, Miss Kim. The problem, one of the problems is that people have been conditioned to believe lies on a regular basis. Most people that say they can't, that's true. They can't. I'm sitting here telling you a person that did it, and I know several people that do it, Black included. Dallas is not a poor city to live in. I lived in the suburbs. Okay. Sweeney, you from Dallas, right?
Not from, but I do live out here, yeah.
Oh, you live in Dallas. I'm sorry. I lived in Hurst. Is where I live. In Hurst.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the suburbs. It's in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth, right? And the houses are decent, depending on where you at. And so I'm not under the guise that it cannot be done. I'm under the guise that most people don't have financial literacy to get it done. And if you say that you can't do something, then you're not going to be able to. What I was saying was that wives is what I said. And I know for sure 2 dudes on here that are married. I don't know the other guys, right? And so I'm saying to you that women don't want to be wives because they don't really know what it takes to be one. It's a hard job is what I'm saying. And women would have to change their disposition in order to be a wife. Like you all are currently, not all, but currently are arguing with men that are saying that you would need to change in order for us to say you are worthy to be our wives. That's what I'm saying to you. And if you wanted to, and I said, you don't have to be staying at home. I was just addressing what you said, that staying at home can be an option. But there are also requirements that you would have to have in order to do that. Go ahead, Sweeney.
I was gonna say that first and foremost, I come from a working household. Both my parents work full time. Me and my wife both work full time. I don't think necessarily, me personally, I don't think necessarily the issue is women working. I think the issue with a lot of women is that y'all use work as a placeholder for men. Like when you say I work because and that is your job becomes your man, and you think that replaces a father, a husband, a
marriage,
a relationship, a marriage, that's where we have to draw the line at. When y'all say I don't need this because I got this, that's where we have a problem at. If you say I go to work because I need to support my family alongside my man, like my wife does, and like I'm sure many other working class people out here do, would nobody have a problem with y'all being at work? But every time you use your work as a jab and say, well, because I have this, fuck you. That's what we like.
No, I think that's what I'm in line with what you're saying. Like whenever he was talking, when Humble Dad was speaking of work, I'm thinking of it just what you said. Like, oh, hold on, like I want my kids, or I would want my young kids if I had them to go to good schools, activities. That's how I'm thinking, and I'm thinking of the current climate economically, how one person can do it. So I'm thinking of it like you are, like not just for my own selfishness, but for like the better of my children. That's how I was thinking. So when y'all say, if a woman were to, step back or scale back, I'm like, I'm thinking of it in terms of.
I'm about to throw a curveball at you, Kim.
I'm
about to throw a curveball at you.
I agree with you.
I'm about to throw a curveball at you.
I don't have a glove.
If money is no longer an issue in a person's life, because I'm gonna be real with you, this is only a conversation that we tend to some degree, but like in this space, we only hear women who earn a significant amount of money have issues with finding men. And they say things like, I don't feel safe. I don't know. It's kind of volatile. So if money is no longer, because this is how men think. We are reductive. Money's no longer an issue. Okay, I can focus on this. We say, all right, I don't need her for this. I can get this, and this from her. I can finally take care of a family. I'm good. If money is no longer an issue for a woman, that's what we will hope that y'all would say. All the other values start to hold a lot more weight in y'all lives from a man. But what happens is that even when we would say, okay, you found a man that has every value. We're not talking about you dealing with somebody that ain't got no money. We're talking about you find a decent man that makes a decent wage. He makes $65,000 to $80,000 a year. He makes a decent wage working as a garbage man.
Right.
And we would sit there and we would ask a woman who is a high earner, and money is not an issue. She works a good paying job, done worked her way up the corporate ladder. She's doing just fine. And we would sit there and be like, so why don't these qualities hold any weight over the money? Well, I don't know. I just can't see myself being with a guy that only makes that amount. I mean, I couldn't even just possibly. I just need to be protected. It's like, but you like, it's not. I don't feel secure. But you got the job. You should feel secure in your own work at least. And then if y'all combine,
they tell you why though in their stories, Sweeney. Why do y'all overlook these women's stories?
No, they don't. Because when we would tell them, hey, the man meets. They tell us they meet good men all the time. They tell us this. They have horror stories. We get that. Women have horror stories of niggas that they fucked with that wasn't shit. Just like men have horror stories of women that we fucked with that wasn't shit.